March the 10th, Pisces new moon. Hello everyone. And it starts with a big solar flash, again an M7.4 flare on this 11 Emish day. The red spectral dragon, again dragon energy multiplied, magnified, and this is the chart for the flare when it was exact right at midheaven over the 0 meridian, just a couple hours after new moon, very similar as we had right after the new moon 1 month ago, which was at 20 degrees and 40 minutes in Aquarius on February the 9th, which started the Chinese New Year of the wood dragon, the dragon energy again, you have it. So dragon, and here you have the flash on the sun early this morning at 12:13 p.m. Yes, it was right at midday morning here in North America. That is the post I quickly made as the same chart I just showed you. This is the spike here in the X-ray graph. Just remember again, this is a logarithmic graph. So if this is the level 1, this is the level 10, this is level 100, this is level 1000, this is level 10,000. So you see this is really enormously powerful spike of energy we were blessed with, we were infused with. Here you have it on the Lockheed Martin side. Here is a spike, and down here this is actually a really great resource site for those who are curious. I always will post the links, the relevant links, below in the description of the video. Here you have the big flare M7.4 at 12:13, and this was West 38. That is the longitude on the solar disk, the moment when the flare went off here. This is 3599. This is that sunspot in question. I have shared that with you a couple days ago. This was showing signs of having the power to emitting an X-class flare. Has a what's called a delta class magnetic field, which is highly complex, which they know by now, the scientists, that these extreme configurations of plus and minuses in the magnetic convulsion on the solar surface are responsible for emitting huge flares. So let's look at the geometry once more here in the astrological picture. Again, yes, short after the new moon, right at midday over the 0 meridian. This in itself is really big. And then we have this 21st degree of Cancer, which will be at midheaven in the eclipse chart, which is just 1 month away on April the 8th. This will be the next new moon. That's how it goes. Eclipses, total solar eclipses, are special new moons, and this particular new moon we are celebrating today, actually the Pisces new moon, is considered what's called a supermoon because it is the closest moon while aligned with the sun of that whole year. The moon had its closest approach to Earth just hours, actually 2 hours prior to the exact new moon. So this intensifies naturally the energy of the new moon. We already are feeling it. I guess it was kind of, it felt like a few really difficult days. That was my personal perception, but also astrologically over the last few days we seem to come out into a new opening. That dragon energy is kicking back in, which is really beautifully visible again in the Solcan the Mayan calendar. We're coming out of this really intense 20-day stretch, February 18 till March the 9th it was, and are now here on the right side, so to say, of this grid. And this will be this is the new moon today, and then as we go we get again into core days, and there will be another 8th day to be celebrated. This will be the day when the sun enters Aries on the 20th of March, spring equinox here in the northern part of the earth. So earlier today actually Mercury entered Aries, and there was another interesting event going off on the sun, which was a solar explosion that has targeted Mercury. A huge magnetic filament erupted from the far side of the sun on March 9-10. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory captured only a fragment of the 500,000 kilometer wide blast. So that sent energy towards Mercury. Debris from the explosion is emerging from the sun in the form of a coronal mass ejection. And if you go to the space weather page, link again below in the description, you can see that movie. The CME will not hit Earth. Instead, later today it will slam into Mercury. Okay, I wrote this because Mercury is getting activated and powered up by the solar logos. And yes, the sun is an animate being, a sentient being. It's not just a ball of fire, it's just not a physical kind of an emanation of energy. It is pure intelligence, divine intelligence. We have really to wrap our minds around that. And actually here in astrology I have been multiple occasions showing you that this is the case. Always at very special moments in time the sun is showing signs of heightened activity, like on New Year's Day we had an X-class flare. On the Chinese New Year we had the biggest, next biggest one, actually no, it was a 3.4. But just lately, when Venus and Mars had their geocentric conjunction, starting a new creation cycle, there was 3 X-class flares in the short span of less than 24 hours, just surrounding that. So it is very clear that the sun is amplifying certain key moments, putting markers in time and space. It is interesting, particularly because Mercury is in Aries for an extended period of almost 2 months. Let me read this to you. Mercury is getting activated and powered up by the solar logos just hours prior to its March 10, 4:03 a.m. Aries Ingress. According to Alice Bailey's esoteric astrology, Mercury is the hierarchical ruler of Aries, paying tribute to the fact that every creation is sparked and starts as a thought. Just wrap your mind around that. The beginning was the word, as it says in the Bible. Yes, at the beginning must be a conception of what wants to be created, and that then becomes real as we are following up on that divine spark. That is what Mercury does in Aries. It gives us all these new ideas, new sparks. That is going for the next 2 months. Yes, this year the divine messenger will reside and thus express through this cardinal fire sign of new beginnings for the duration of an unusual 2 months from now on till May the 12th. A very eventful period of time this will be. Lots of new energies coming in just around the corner, and I will do another video later today, hopefully, on the heliocentric alignments we see in the next few days. In March the 12th it will be a heliocentric Venus-Mars conjunction, 2 days later followed by the heliocentric once in 13 years Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. This is really the big one of this year. It is a bit early in the heliocentric and the purely energetic blueprint energy, which then is about to come to show its full flavor when, as seen from Earth, the two planets align, which will be on April the 21st. Again, this is just the main marker, and as always, planting a seed for all kinds of events to come and unfold. Interesting here, the Mercury Ingress chart for 4:03 AM, as I said, has Uranus here at the root of the chart. And well, I'll leave it for that. It's exciting times we're getting into, and as always, have a wonderful day and talk to you soon.